Sailors have long claimed that just as the sun sinks below the ocean's edge, a sudden burst of green light may flicker for the briefest moment. Known as the green flash, this phenomenon has stirred both awe and anxiety. For some, it's a sign of good fortune. For others, a harbinger of something darker. While science has explained how it happens, stories attached to it haven't faded. The green flash sits at the intersection of physics and folklore, and both angles are worth understanding. The idea that the green flash signals something supernatural goes back centuries. Maritime cultures from the Caribbean to the British Isles wrapped the flash in myth. Some believed it was a soul escaping the sea. Others thought it meant a sailor lost at sea had found peace. In some legends, those who saw the green flash were given a brief moment of clarity, able to see into their future or understand a hidden truth. One well-known version of the myth claims that if you see the green flash, your heart is pure and your intentions true. Another suggests the flash marks the passage of a spirit from this world to the next. Pirates, too, had their own take. Seeing the flash meant cursed gold was nearby, or that betrayal loomed. In every version, the flash wasn't just light. It was a message, a moment loaded with meaning. In more recent times, writers and filmmakers have used the green flash as a symbol. In Jules Verne's novel Les Rayons Verts, the flash represents clarity and love. In Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, the flash is tied to resurrection and crossing into the afterlife. These stories build on older tales and keep the mystery alive, even in the age of physics. Now for the science. Despite the drama people attach to it, the green flash is simply a visual trick caused by the atmosphere. When the sun is low on the horizon, its light has to pass through a thick layer of air. That air acts like a lens, bending or refracting the sunlight. It also acts like a filter. Longer wavelengths, reds and oranges, are bent less, while shorter wavelengths, greens and blues, are bent more. As the sun dips below the horizon, the red and the orange parts vanish first. What remains, briefly, is the green portion of the light spectrum. That's what causes the green flash. It lasts a second or two at most. You need the right conditions to see it: a clear, flat horizon with minimal atmospheric distortion. That's why oceans and deserts are prime locations. Cities, forests, and mountains get in the way. There are actually different types of green flashes. The most common is the inferior mirage flash, which appears as a small green dot right above the disappearing sun. There's also the mock mirage flash, caused by temperature differences in the atmosphere. Then there are the rare green ray flashes, which shoot upward like a spike. These are less often seen and even harder to photograph. The rarity adds to the mystique. Many people spend their lives by the sea and never witness one. Others catch it once and never forget it. Some chase it deliberately, waiting with cameras and tripods at the right time of year. Even with modern tools, it's still elusive. That makes it easy to see why older cultures thought it was something more than just refracted light. There's something poetic in how science and myth overlap here. One gives an explanation, the other gives it meaning. The green flash isn't trying to tell us anything. It's not a spirit's cry or a sign of doom. But for those who grew up hearing stories about it, the flash carries more than just color. It carries memory, tradition, and maybe even a little fear. What's interesting is how both views, science and superstition, can exist side by side. Knowing the physics doesn't cancel the feeling you get when you finally see it. And the stories don't block out the facts. In a way, they work together. The flash means something because it's rare, and it's rare because of how light and air interact. That's enough to keep people watching the horizon. In the end, The green flash isn't just about what you see, it's about when you see it and what's happening in your life at the time. Whether you're a scientist trying to measure its wavelength, or a sailor looking for a sign, that moment when the last bit of sun flares green and vanishes is unforgettable. It's not just an optical illusion, it's a pause, a breath, a flicker of something just out of your reach. And whether you believe in omens or not, it stays with you.